This is Life with Herpes, and this is episode 103. Hello. Welcome to today's episode. I am your host, Alexandra Harbushka. I am the founder of lifewithherpes.com. It is a blog, a podcast, a YouTube channel, but most importantly, it's a community for people just like you, just like me, who are living with genital herpes. So I am thrilled to be here with you, and thank you for spending your time with me. Before we get going, I want to make sure you know about the lifewithherpes.com website, community, and all that. There's a ton of stuff going on over there. And, it's a resource. I have the show notes. You can get emails. You can, most importantly, join the community and find support. That's really important. So I would like to invite you to do that. Head on over to lifewithherpes.com and sign up. It's a great time over there. And I can't wait to meet you. So let me take a quick sip of my tea. All right, so let's get going. I want to talk about oral herpes down there. I get asked a lot, and it is confusing, and I get a ton of questions on genital herpes and oral herpes, and it really can be super confusing. So I want to make sure that we understand oral herpes, genital herpes, HSV1, all this. So just to give you an example, I'm going to read some of the questions that I get, and maybe it'll spark a question that you have, or just to keep it relevant. So some of the questions I get are, I have HSV1, but I also have genital herpes. So does this mean I have HSV2 also? I have HSV1, but I don't get cold sores. If I have HSV1 down there, can my partner get it on their mouth? I'm confused because I have genital herpes, but HSV1 is oral herpes. Sound familiar? Ever thought this question? All right, so in general, we are made to think that oral herpes is HSV1 and HSV1 only. Now, in general, majority of the time, yes, HSV1 is orally. However, let me just back up and explain what HSV1 is and what HSV2 is, and then I'll get to these questions. So hopefully it'll help clarify it. HSV1 and HSV2 are both herpes. Their strands are slightly different, so that's why they're categorized as HSV1 and HSV2. Other than that, they basically do the exact same thing. They are blisters, they are sores, they are contagious the same way, they show up the same way, they cause the exact same outcome. The difference is that HSV1 is most commonly known in the oral region, or commonly known as oral herpes, and HSV2 is commonly known as genital herpes. Again, they basically do the exact same thing, so it really doesn't matter who, what, where, when, why you have it, all of that. With all of our fun sexual activities that we have, like oral sex, which is awesome, oral herpes is now getting passed genitally. All right. So simple example of how that whole thing started. I don't know when, but I'm sure we've been having oral sex forever. I don't know why we wouldn't. But anyways, that's a whole other topic on the history of oral sex. But somebody had oral herpes. They went and performed oral sex on their partner. And then boom, voila, their partner now has genital herpes. If the person had oral herpes HSV1 and performed oral sex on their partner now has genital herpes HSV1. See how that works? Now, this can go vice versa either way. So let's say partner has genital herpes HSV2. There's oral sex involved. Partner now can get HSV2 orally. So see how that can work? I just like to think of it as one thing. It's herpes, right? It goes up, down there, up here. Wherever you give it the vehicle to go, it will go there. So kind of think of it as that way. Just to give you an example of how common herpes is, and I really like to go back to this, is 2 out of 3 people have HSV1. So 2 out of 3 people have the herpes virus that's most commonly in the oral region. However, as we know, that's not true from what we're talking about, right? There's plenty of people that have genital herpes, but it's HSV1. Now, 1 out of 6 people have HSV2. So HSV2 is not as common. It usually likes to stay in the genital region, but it's not as common. So there's a lot going on and there's a lot of people. So I just want you to understand that, yeah, it can be confusing. So back to those questions of like, I'm super confused. I have HSV1, but I also have genital herpes. Chances are your genital herpes is HSV1. So what's really important and what I really would love to invite you to do and get clarification, because I know that when you get your diagnosis, it's just this like deer in the headlights of, oh my gosh, what just happened? Maybe tears, deer in the headlights, anger, whatever it is. So I want you to go back and ask your doctor what strain you have. Is it 1 or 2? And also, if you can remember, how did your doctor perform your test? Was it a swab? Was it like they actually took a swab, or was it a blood test? If it's a blood test and you've never had any signs, symptoms, and you're like, I don't know, I've never had herpes, and you're telling me from this blood test I have herpes, what do you mean? Well, then you're going to have to figure out where you have it, right? But for most people, we know where our outbreaks are because we have them. We know if it's oral, we know if it's genital. What's important to find out, like I said, is what strain. Because there's a lot of people that go, oh, I have genital herpes. The other person goes, oh, me too, but they're different strains. Make sense? So yes, you can pass each other the different strains. I do want to read a statistic that has been really important, and I can't believe I don't have it up. All right, here's my statistic. Took me a while to find it. 50% of genital transmissions are via oral sex or HSV1. Make sense? So 50% of the genital transmission via oral sex or HSV1. So that just goes back to show you how common this is, and really there's a lot going on with all of our fun activities, like we mentioned, oral sex. I personally see this a lot. I see this a lot with teenagers, and I see it because we're not educated to use safe sex when we're having oral sex. We think, oh, in lieu of using a condom, we'll just go on ahead and have oral sex and then we're clean, good to go. Unfortunately, because we don't practice safe sex with oral sex, that's what's happening, and there's a lot of cases coming from oral herpes going to your partner's genital region. So it's kind of a big thing right now. So if this is something that you're in and you're like, wait, I'm so confused, I hope this clarifies it, and I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page, especially so we can know how to best prevent transmitting it to a future partner, and just knowing everything we can know. But the bottom line is herpes. That's how I look at it. And it doesn't matter, where you have it. All you need to do is just be aware of it and know what you need to do to prevent passing it to your partner. All right, go on ahead and DM me if you have any questions. I am on social media. Instagram's a big one. Of course, if you are a member of the community, DM me in the Slack group. I love communicating with you, and I love hearing and answering questions and trying to clarify. Again, if you're not a member of the Life with Herpes community, go on ahead over to lifewithherpes.com. Join. You won't regret it. It's super fun over there. I mean, super fun for what we're talking about, right? And I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Have a great day, and I'll see you all soon. Mwah.